Hello, and welcome to Critical ReRoll, the podcast by the critters for the critters about Critical Role. I am one of your hosts. My name is Matt, and I'm confused why there's a hand on the screen.
Because you didn't clip my thing. See all my house. I don't want that.
Oh, no. Let me do that now. Introduce yourself. There we go. I got you.
I'm going to mess you up there. Hi everyone, my name is Dustin and I am an emotional wreck.
Oh no.
And I don't know where I am or what's going on, but here I am. Because I'm caught up now.
And I am Kate, and I am responsible for the Tieflings retweet if you agree tweet that's out there.
Nice.
It was a mistake.
I'll retweet that.
Always. I 100% agree with Tieflings. Even when they die. I'm not wearing my emotional support, so I'm gonna be super evil.
Wow.
So episode 27 of Critical Role. We still have the awesome Ashley Birch with us, playing the badass Keg.
Ashley be in the house.
Yeah. And then we also get the new guest of Sumalee playing I forget Nila.
Nila.
Yes.
I was like, don't say the other version. Which, first off, we were all right last week when we guessed who she was gonna be. I'm super excited that we get to have that one win in the entirety of
Just
this
one.
podcast. Everybody
All
gets one. We just got one collectively. But yeah, so the episode started up with a couple punches straight to the gut.
That was pretty lighthearted, I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
I like crying in the first 10 minutes of a show.
Absolutely. Yeah, they kind of
yeah.
say their goodbyes to the body of Molly Muck. Couple of I don't know, what were y'all's favorite parts? The one thing that really stood out was when Not was like, Molly said not to steal from happy people, so I can't.
Yeah, I was gonna say the
Yeah.
same thing. That's
Yeah, like I can't take anything off his body. I mean, it was super in character of Bo to take what's useful, because Molly totally would have done the same, I think.
I think I really enjoyed the nope, it just left my brain. The note in case he's like, he's come out of the grave again. Let's just
You
in
never
case.
know.
Yeah, any other character they wouldn't have been doing that sort of reaction to it, but it's like, oh hey, this person has literally come back before. Let's just take care of that just in case, and just in case he doesn't know he's Molly.
Right, again with Not, you don't forget to tell him his name.
His name is on there.
Right.
Or they can give him a new one.
Yeah.
And in my headcanon, a month from now, Molly Mock whoops out of the grave and lives a nice happy life, but doesn't remember who he is.
Right.
I like it.
Yeah. I don't know. It's just it was strange. That's how the episode started. Because the last time it was Taliesin again. Last time when they're fighting Ripley and Percy gets killed, and so they start the episode again without Taliesin, but they're able to bring him back.
He likes
But
those
then
cliffhanger deaths.
This time it didn't happen.
When you don't have a cleric around.
I know there was no point. There's no chance of it happening.
This is still low level game. I keep forgetting that they're so low level sometimes. 'Cause it feels like you go on forever, and I'm like, when did the story? I thought it was supposed to be a level up as the storyline goes. Where's this next storyline ending?
Gamer Geek Chat says, I believe Tal mentioned that Molly can't read, so that notes aren't going to do any good.
Is that true? Yeah, no, I think I didn't watch talks. I don't know who all has in the chat or if you guys, but he did mention that there was no, or that Taliesin was, Molly's done so out of the fiction, right? He's not bringing Molly back.
He mentioned that Jester, Ford, and Yasha were not able to see Molly die. That the magic that was keeping them from being seen also kept them from seeing out of the cart, which was a question we had last week, so we did get answers on that.
Right. But yeah, so they are kind of in their moment of grieving, and not calls Caleb out on his bullshit finally of like,
Yeah. Get him, girl. Get him.
yeah, like, you know, are we going to continue with this group? And Caleb says something to the lines of, like, we need to go save them. And Not's like, why? Why do we need to save them? And he's like, because their deaths would be a waste. And Not's like, no, you need to say it. Like, why?
Say it.
But no, he temper tantrums into the forest where he like runs into the other horses that they had.
The other horse. The random horse.
Yeah, there's like their horses and then an extra one.
Because in D&D, a horse is a horse, of course.
Horse is a horse, of course. Unless it's a 7.5 foot tall fur bulk.
I love.
Druid. I
love my new mom.
I love how we like guessed everything about Nila. We guessed that it was gonna be Sumalee's character, and we guessed it was gonna be a druid, and we were so right.
And she has the cutest little floppy ears.
I love the floppy ears. I love that it's a furbolg.
I forgot I have buttons now. There's Nila.
Furbolgs are the best.
I have like the character set buttons set up.
You so fancy.
Yeah. We're moving on up in the world. Yeah, so you wanted to chat more about Nila, Kate.
I love her. I love her. I love her.
And that's all.
As I've said a couple of times so far, she reminds me of Rose from the Golden Girls. And it's just, she's so sweet and she means so much good, but she just has that complete innocence about her until you piss her off. And then she's like, yes, I want to eat their faces off. Like she has this awesome mama bear savageness to her because her son was taken and her partner, and she's gonna be really fun.
And absolutely barbecue or BBQ penguin wings, and just like Curie, they taught her how to curse immediately right out of the gate.
Yeah,
Yes.
I just like how it's like, just stick around with us, you'll pick it up.
Right.
We don't even really have to teach you. You'll get it. I mean, with the amount Bo says it every other word, like
Yeah.
Between her and Keg, yeah.
Good morning. Good fucking morning too. Yeah, it's
And
funny
Nila
though.
caught it right away. She's like, "Hey, I heard you say it. I heard you use that word."
Yeah, she's like, "Oh, you're using that word. There's that word again." Yeah, no, it's funny though the whole Golden Girls thing, because it was Mike Morales a while back that had tweeted that the Golden Girls were the perfect D&D party based on their personalities and like what they could do and stuff.
And wasn't Estelle Getty is what Shikasta?
Yeah,
oh yeah, that was his
that's perfect. Like we just need 2 more. We got the
And Vecna, like the Golden Girls or so. I forget what there's been a couple Golden Girls little jokes, but yeah, she reminds me so much of Rose, and I was just like, it's so perfect, and I love her. And every time she talked about her clan, I was like, oh, here comes another Saint Olaf story.
Oh my god! Sorry, I'm just having flashbacks of watching that with my grandma.
it's a good show. One of the best shows.
I really like the potential that there is in her character too,
Yes.
and just that there were a lot of other people in her clan that were better than her that took the spotlight, but now because this horrible thing happened, her partner and her son kidnapped, she's like, I feel like I'm ready to be something more than I am, and
Yeah.
that was like super fun too, because that's like what D&D heroes, our PCs are like. We're ready to be something more than we are, because everyone else in the background of D&D, non-adventurers, I like it.
And it's fun to play that apprehensive hero as opposed to someone who's like, I'm going to go out and kill all the things. It's like, no, I kind of have to go out by necessity, and I'm not sure I like it.
Right.
You
Like I've never traveled from my clan before, but like I have to now, and I have abilities that can help.
It's definitely an interesting mechanic to play with.
Yeah, and especially as as an RP person like me, it's really fun to play with that. Like, what am I capable of?
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh, I just said I want to eat their faces. Okay, I guess I'm capable of that.
And her description of they're like, what can you do? And she's like, well, I'll describe it. I can create a lightning cloud, and then I'll pull down lightning, and I'll burn their corpses, and blah, 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 and just
I'll do it again and again and again. I was like, oh.
Everyone's like, yeah, okay, you're in. You are in.
Yeah, you hired.
You hired.
You hired. Good resume. Call lightning.
And I am quite fond of her little stink bag that she has.
Yeah, the stink pouch.
which we did a little bit of research into. I wasn't able to find anything specific to D&D with either druids or fear blogs that would be something for a spell that she would have access to, or a class mechanic. It seems like it might just be flavor, or it might just be something Matt's letting her go with. I don't know if it's something Sumalee came up with herself.
Yeah, it felt like it was like, that's why, like, I know you guys were looking and I was trying to look too, like why we were chatting before this when I got really quiet was I was literally going through just a list of types of divination magic, like just scrolling through trying to find something that was but it felt like it was real.
And then we checked Xanathars to see if it was one of those like fancy or like simple magic items in the back of the book. It wasn't there. So what is it?
So I did find, like there is this idea in extrasensory perception, how you have clairvoyance, you also have something called clairolfaction, or clairscent, which is you're able to smell things that aren't there.
Vexel Ghost of Fortune Smeller.
Fortune Smeller, yes, you're a fortune smeller. But I found it more in relation to being able to smell like your grandmother's perfume after she died, and like that talk of ghosts and stuff, and not so much as a fortune telling or divination ability. But apparently it's a thing in real life, or so they say. But it's out there. It's something to be playing with, and I think it's a really, really cool way to bring in that idea of what their clan does as traditions, as opposed to like, oh, we have fortune telling with cards, or we have a crystal ball, or we read bones. She's like, no, I have a smell pouch, which
is really cool with this campaign. They're like super focused on the flavor of everything.
Yes.
Which I do not mind, because that's right up my alley.
It's my bread and butter.
Taking it straight to Flavor Town.
I like bread and butter. I love that she's a horse, and she likes being in her beef shapes more than anything. She's like, no, I'm much more comfortable as an animal, thank you.
Yeah. And like she quickly kind of helped them deal with their grief real quick too.
Yes.
Telling them like in their clan how like they know that when somebody dies, their spirit is kind of passed on to nature, and so she kind of talked about how you see a leaf and you can pick up the leaf and you know that like it is somebody.
Which there's actually been a poem stuck in my head for the last couple weeks now. It's called "Do Not Stand by My Grave and Weep," which is very much along the same process. It's a sonnet of I'm not there, I'm in the wind, I'm in the sky, like that kind of thing.
Let's all take a moment of silence. I'll extend this in the podcast so it sounds like we took a moment of silence, but let's move on. So they decided to head to Shady Creek Run because that's where they have to go. They still have a job to do, and now they have more of a reason to get there quickly because that's where the Iron Shepherds are going to be. And it takes a day, right? They have to travel, they stop, they huddle together.
Yeah.
Knott's warm clothes come in handy. Go Knott. Everyone else.
We have a 7.5-foot fear bog to cuddle with.
Exactly.
I would do it.
They're fuzzy.
And so they pack up, they head towards the place, and they get there, and their plan is to sneak in because the Iron Shepherd. So this place that they're going to, Shady Creek Run, is a place like without honor. If you have enough coin, you can basically get what you want. So
and it is officially outside of the Empire.
Yes. That's like the main thing too. There's the the Quantum Breach or Quantum something. Is it Breach?
I think it was Breach.
Where?
Because I kept thinking of sci-fi stuff every time.
Yeah, you said that. I was like, wait, what is
Quantum Leap? What are we talking
about? But that's like the last entry point or exit point, I guess, of the Empire, and so there's crown guards there that are like, do you know what you're getting yourself into? We're gonna have to check you extensively when you come back. And Keg being used to it is just like,
there.
Yeah, we're trying to get fucked.
I like how it's mostly just like you could just give gold and they're like, okay, fine.
Yeah, I mean, who knows how long those people have been stationed there? They're fine, just taking a bit of money. But yeah, so they go through and they have to kind of, I don't know if they have to, but they end up disguising themselves to get through, so nobody sees their faces, just in case the iron.
Caleb and not disguise themselves, and then the other two are like hidden in bags and stuff. And Nila's a horse.
Yeah, the old Nila's a horse trick. So what is the next kind of thing?
Horse. But they do decide they have to go speak to Ophelia.
Yeah, and so there's two places that Keg brings up. One of them I couldn't hear the first part, I think Plaza Emporium, something Emporium, where she knows that there's a dragonborn that's usually nice but could also murder your face. And there is also the landlocked lady, which the name is like super perfect. Where they had that place because that is owned by the Mardoon family, and it is a brothel, where we meet an NPC that gets such a description that everyone thinks it's Talison's character. Like, this is like the first time that everyone's like, it's Talison. It's got to be Talison.
The creepy guy at the front counter.
Yeah. Turns out not to be. But we learn like a bit of information about the place. Like
Champ.
Yes, that was his name. We learn about like the Taskers, who are the militia force. They're like the quasi police. There are people. The majority of people in Shady Creek are there out of necessity, or they came seeking some sort of fortune and failed, or they indulged in vices that eventually crushed them. And then the other half are all like militia type people, hired hands that are like looking for work. But in this place, they all try to. Do they go in there initially to sleep or just to talk to Ophelia if she's there?
No, they go looking to see if any of the Mordians are there. First off, and then they decide, all right, we're gonna have a home base basically for this, and so they rent some rooms and for Bo some companionship. She's had a hard week. It's what Molly would want.
That's true. Molly would want that for anybody. This is where we get the smelling bag, though, and like everybody kind of passes it around and gets different scents. And
yeah, if they should go to find Ophelia or not.
Even creepy champ guy. Molly in a wash reference. Oh no, that's right. I forgot I made that thing. Tea leaf in the wind. I'm gonna say it again. If the Zorhashian war dies down, I wouldn't mind the Empire army to come in and cleanse this place. Really? I kind of like there being an off the grid place.
Yeah, I like there being like a void, and I really like just the quick for a world building since I don't really have a lot to talk. I did like the entire idea of Shady Creek Run. I like that it's in like just this one straight line along the path of this forest, and a lot of it's in there, but then like they can all retreat into the forest to the other half of the town is like built into the tree line. And I like how the Empire kept coming in, or how Matt described it, that they kept coming in and they kept retreating, and then the Empire was just like, fuck it, you guys are on your own. This is too much of a hassle, and now it's become sort of like this haven. And obviously the Empire gets a little bit out of it because we do see the Empire armies in here later, recruiting mercenaries. I mean, this is a den of, scum and villainy.
And there are plenty of uses for that everywhere in the world.
Yeah.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So let's go ahead and jump around. Speaking of that,
they have the night there, and then we meet the other NPC the next morning.
Oh yeah, that was the next thing.
At
Okay.
the brothel.
Yeah, and this is a thing.
Yeah, which I didn't know about until you brought it up.
My senses are tingling.
Thank
My
you, Kate.
senses are tingling.
Setting up the scene. So they wake up and Not and Caleb have a night and Not kind of talk some sense into Caleb about like we're staying with this group. Caleb actually says that she loves them. And we do get the little drop of Caleb's dad being a low-ranking member in the militia. But the next morning, after Keg has given her kind of speech apologizing to Not for saying
no.
Yeah, like reading, I'm reading this note.
Not commentary every other line.
Yeah, can we order some hash browns?
Yeah. I like Bo at the end coming down like, that was a good apology.
Right?
I should know. I'm working on that too. Like,
And that kind of made me sad because it's Ford that's helping her, and then like Molly's the only other kind of conscious person. Not conscious. What's the word? I don't know. There's a word. I miss Molly. There we go. But like, I don't know. That are like helping people with their manners and whatnot. Anyway, before they're about to leave, some random guy named Keelan,
He's the new guy at the desk. He has the morning shift.
The morning shift person like chimes in and is like, I hope you're on the right path. Like, you know, if you're meeting the Mordoons, make sure you listen to what they're saying. And my note was just to be like, you know, who the hell is this guy? And then Kate drops this on us.
It's so hard to get a Slash of the Traveler, guys! I'm 100% convinced. Like, alright, green eyes, red hair, yeah, I know, whatever, and throw that at whatever NPC you want. But he's hanging out in a brothel, which is, you know, has that whole connection with Jester.
he's speaking weird.
He's speaking weird.
He tells them to go down the right path as if you're
right
traveling.
path.
Make sure to listen,
yeah.
because he's like a deity that whispers things.
Yeah, I'm totally convinced that's Artigan and the Traveler. It's him. He's just chilling. He knows his cleric is in trouble.
His name is a mixture of Keyleth and Scanlan. Nice one, FMA.
Yeah.
I totally liked that.
Because let's be for real, if you were an Archfey of the Persuasion, like, of a Puck type character, where are you going to hang out on the material plane?
Especially if, like, one of your main followers has been taken and you know that the rest of her traveling companions are there. Like, you're going to be like, listen, make sure you know what you're doing.
Yeah.
Save my girl.
What did he mean by listen?
I know. And, like, nobody did it. I was expecting someone to be like, I listen
yeah.
closely while she's talking. I guess we kind of do because, jumping around a hell of a lot now, once they go meet Ophelia, and we'll, like, get to what all she talks about, but at the end, Marisha insight checks to see if she, like, casts a spell on anybody and gets a whisper. I want to know what that was about. Maybe that's, like, what the hint was. Because we never learn what the whispers are. But yeah, no, I love this idea. I think it is Artigan. I want that to be true. Or if not Artigan, the Traveler.
Yeah, I'm like, the Artigan was just like, I'm going to hang out in brothels when I get to the material plane, and that's how he met Jester, and like, it's just become his thing. That's what he does.
Yeah, and I love the idea of like, he wants to get Jester back. Like, save her. Let's read this. Did anyone else hope they'd have lured those two dire bears into the camp? Felt like Matt threw them as an opportunity in there.
That's
skipping around. That's what we do.
That's
we'll come back to that.
Our format is skipping around, so we'll put a pin in that.
So what happens? They learned that Ophelia's not there, but there's the manor that is by the ward, the North Clover. And they head that way, and they start getting all of this flavor about the area, how there was a curse. What did I say? Everything that was green is kind of like now gray and ashen. And there's superstitions around everywhere. And that's when we get the stuff about the Empire used to try to like encroach on the area, and they would kind of retreat back to the forest and scare them off. But I want to know what the heck is happening. Something is like sapping life, but like...
Well, like, yeah, because... Sorry, I didn't mean to like...
No, go ahead, because I don't know what it is.
It's sort of like a purplish, grayish kind of thing, so it's definitely... But when Nila was looking at like the leaf, like she felt life in it, but then also something else. So, like, what? I loved cursed lands. That's a big thing for me. I love when magic like affects like the frost wield. Like I love that idea where it's just, you know, something magical happens in the world and it's just forever changes the landscape. Yeah, like we get a little bit more insight into the land too when Nila
talks to the birdie.
A bird, like a true Disney princess.
Yes, and I like Matt's bird noises. His whistles are great.
Yeah, always good. It's just as good as Talison's crow noises. And so we get like, I don't know, it's been here, it's way before like me, but then the bird warns them of spirits and
beasts
bony
with, like, bone protrusions and
bony beasts. So, you know, when there's spirits around and dire things, because I think dire things have the like bone theme, right? They have extra bones.
So,
Bony.
there's a couple things. Do we think it's just a straight up curse? Do we think it's a scar on the land from when the God Wars happened? I forget what they're called off the top of my head.
Oh god, the something. The happening.
Yeah,
the
that
sea.
thing.
The sea. It starts with a C, right?
Cataclysm? I don't know.
Yeah,
that's
not
not
the
it.
cataclysm.
You know what I'm
The
talking about.
conundrum.
Back with the betrayal.
Calamity.
Yeah, the calamity. Thank you.
Thank you, Ex Lobo.
Oh man, it was in there. Just not
getting
coming
there.
out.
Is it is
Bone.
it a scar
Um,
from that? Because we know that that's kind of what Jorhas all is.
Feel like it might be more of like a cursey kind of thing.
Do we think maybe it's because we do know the Briarwoods are somewhere from around this area?
Right.
I saw someone in the chat.
Well, that's
mention
why-
that,
that's why I
could this
said-
have been, you know, a ramification of the undead curses that playing around with?
I gotta say the word, because the same thing happened in Whitestone, where like they tried to cast, the healing magic into the Sun Tree, and it got like sapped down. It could be another ziggurat underneath, because there's not that wasn't the only one.
Could maybe the Crawling King be under there?
Yeah, it could be like on a magical ley line, and like a physical scar is like in this area. But it wasn't until, because Matt described the change of color, like you look up and it looks green, and you see like light coming through, and as the leaf fell and kind of hit the ground, that's when it looked purple.
Yeah,
like what's going on?
there's definitely some
happening?
seeds of fun going on there.
I love it. I love all the weird magic crap.
Yeah, it's.
I mean,
it's
we'll
best.
probably never know, but maybe if they go meet a crazy person in the woods, like we know lives out here.
Yeah.
There's multiple ones apparently. Just hermits. As far as the eye can see.
Spirits, dire bears. So they meet the Mardoons, or the Mardoon Manor or mansion, whatever it actually is. And they're greeted with crossbows in their faces. I love how they always drop the hint of the gentleman. It's like such an easy thing to like work into a sentence.
Yeah.
So like, we bring word from a gentleman from South.
Like a fine gentleman from the south who sends his regards.
And then
like, it's so perfect.
Yep.
we meet Ophelia, who is everyone's new love interest.
I love her. I now work for the Mardoons. Goodbye.
Goodbye, everything else. We meet a new tiefling, and my first note in here is like, oh, I wonder if Molly would have recognized her, or she would have recognized Molly.
They're not all related.
I
Matt.
know, but like the whole thing with her, with the eyes not having pupils, because Jester has pupils, but maybe that's like her lineage.
Tiefling troubles.
Tiefling troubles.
So my thing with Ophelia, other than her being awesome and wearing a really, really cool jacket that with like epaulets and awesomeness, he mentioned her having gray skin, and I think there aren't too many tieflings that have that color skin tone. I know they tend to be a little bit more towards regular flesh tones, and then into the reds and purples and pinks, from what I recall. And so Jester's a little bit of an outlier with her being blue. So with now this gray tiefling showing up, I'm wondering, is it Matt just allowing more freedom with skin color tones and things like that, which is awesome in and of itself, or is he allowing more half races and Ophelia's actually part drow? Because we've already seen it with Kalyana, where she's half elf, but part of that half elf is some dragon lineage, and it's not necessarily human. So are we getting more mixes that aren't half human?
I just want a spectrum of rainbow colors for tiefling.
Well, that too.
Yeah, somebody made me think so. Asmodeus. So like all are of Asmodeus, not since Canaan's Tome of Foes. There's tieflings of all of the lords of the Nine Hells. So while y'all talk, I'm gonna do like a quick look through, see if anything says they like look different, or like, I don't know.
It might just be like the flavor of his world too.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It could totally be a flavor of Matt's world, but also I'm just curious since they have introduced Kalyana as half something else, and with the speculation of Ford being half something else, because I know we still haven't gotten an answer on that, and if I didn't mention it, Jess would crawl through my computer screen and like do something.
She's implanted us all with not. If we
Look,
don't
she can have the Ford watch. I got the Traveler. We're all good. All right. But yeah, so I think it'd be cool if we are seeing more half races that aren't human.
What do you guys know about Glazia?
Nothing.
Okay. I don't know. I just know the one sentence. So she is Hell's criminal mastermind, and she grants tieflings magic that is useful for committing heists.
I need her in my life. All hail the sneeze god that you just mentioned.
Glazia. I don't know. It's interesting. I'm like diving back in. I want to know all of the lore. Matt, give it to
Nicholas
me.
has very strong feelings about you.
Part human and part something else.
Retweet if you agree.
Retweet if you agree.
Tieflings. I'm just gonna wear that sign to the next convention I go to.
Nice.
I'm just gonna
Just wear the
wear
shirt
my tweet. Just wear my tweet as a sign.
The way you do it is get a little piece of cardstock and fold it until so you have a couple different pieces. And so retweet if you agree, rip a little part off and give the rest to somebody else, and they'll rip the little part off and give the rest to someone else, and they'll rip the little part off and give
It's hand out. It's gonna be my business card. It's what's gonna say on the other side.
I don't know. I'm interested. I want to know everything about tieflings in Matt's world.
I do too. I'm super excited, and she seems like a really super cool character. We don't exactly know what her trade with the gentleman was. What her issue was that has been
true. Yeah, we don't.
Delayed.
What we know is that her job is they want the what is it jargon toofs.
Dragon toss.
Dragon toss.
Dragon
tots. We're going dragon tots.
Dragon tots.
They apparently slaughtered a major source of contraband and income for the Mardoon family, and so their job it lines up with their current affairs of track down the Iron Shepherds and sever one of their limbs.
Yeah, sever the limb of the business of the Dragon tots.
So it's depending on what it could be. Maybe she is also in the human trafficking or humanoid trafficking business. Maybe she does the magical beasts and the jargon toss to the humanoids.
Maybe she does poison because she's half drow.
Maybe she does poison. Yeah, I don't know about the half drow, but she could be. And she also has a lot of wine, so that could be another thing with the poison. I don't know. I want to know everything. And she speaks Zimnian, which I thought was cool. And this is the part kind of where we were talking about earlier about the listening part about the hermit in the woods. They part of me thought that they were overstepping when they tried to ask her for something in return when they've already been contracted out to do this job. This is their job to do.
Yeah.
But them being them, try to get more and ask for information on do you know anybody that does or that can bring someone back to life? And she mentions the Blooming Grove and says that there is a strange hermit or group of hermits or priests that live out that way, and they're a dying civilization type thing. I need to take better notes, is what I'm learning. But that's kind of their only lead on if they're going to stick with trying to bring Molly back through magic means.
Because they asked about her priest if they could use, hey, can your priest do that? And she's like, yeah, not for you though.
Yeah, that's a family only kind of thing.
Yeah, you overestimate what you can get in return.
But also, which really makes me wonder, again, going back to the whole idea of necromancy possibly being super, super rare in this world and super, super looked down upon. Especially because as we had Jester with that one spell, and poor dude who died in the wood, who I can't remember his name, who was sent with that. He was because she did inflict wounds on the troll. He got carried off by the troll. Yeah, his name will come back. Somebody will pop it out there.
Why or something.
Yeah, him. You know who I'm talking about. He was like, oh, that's necromancy when she did something. I forget if it was inflict wounds or something to that nature. He got real freaked out by that. And we know, again, Delilah had issues with having done necromancy and how that was highly frowned upon. So is resurrection magic
controlled, sort of.
Yeah,
Yeah.
controlled or looked down upon, or becoming.
Yeah, we haven't really had to deal with that yet.
Yeah. So, are there going to be less opportunities for that?
Mm.
I got distracted looking for the name.
It's okay. I'm just rambling.
Well,
That's what we
go.
do.
That is what we do. That is what we're here for.
So I'm real curious as to, if that's going to play into anything going forward.
I don't know.
But they have the option of a hermit in the woods.
That's true.
There's
Possible.
multiple options of weird people in the woods, apparently. From what they were saying. There's some weird wood people.
There
They
will
might help you.
always be somebody in the woods.
Can't have my priest.
I mean, that's my retirement
Go.
plan, is to become a weird wood person.
I
so-
like it. I mean, it works
Yeah.
for the Jedi. Just do it.
Nike. Just do it.
What?
Nike.
No. They're not a sponsor. Don't say their names.
Sorry. I'll have to cut that out. Yeah, no, I just want to know how everything's connected. Because, like, we haven't seen anything... We haven't seen, like, beasts being transported in a while.
Right.
I want to know.
Sure.
I want to know.
Right. So they get the job from Ophelia.
And they decide to head to the other side of the forest to the...
Well, they go through the secret passage
Yes.
to get out.
Yeah, because that's the main thing. They have to off the Iron Shepherds, and it can't be traced back to the Mardoons.
Right.
So yeah, them being seen leaving would not be good.
Nope.
So they got taken out through the wine cellar.
They keep getting taken through odd places. Like, go through this underground tunnel, or go through this wine cellar. Don't let anybody see you. We're embarrassed
I
by
like
you.
that Bo was like, "Do I recognize any of the labels?"
That was fun. And I like that Keg stole some.
Keg's like, "Mine, yoink."
You're...
I mean, these guys are not the kind of people that are public facing. This is
Yeah,
This
no.
is their season of non-public facing PCs. They don't want to be seen.
so sad.
They shouldn't be seen. They get in trouble a lot.
Mighty Nine are like children.
Yeah.
Cannot be seen or heard.
Yeah, I mean, so far they don't have that renown of a famous, like, helpful. I mean, they literally chose working with an underground guy rather than taking a contract for
the, like, Empire.
with the government. Yeah, like,
The mighty dumpster fire. Not public speakers. Very good, Ruzgavdi. So yeah, they leave. They head towards the place. This is where we meet the first dire bear and the second dire bear in the woods. They kind
And
of
they just nap.
yeah, they nap. One is kind of keeping guard, and they get around it. And I feel like that was kind of Matt trying to get them to fight so that they can get Sumalee used to how that works. But they
Possibly,
successfully
yeah.
got around it. Does a dire bear
Like-
shit in the woods? Let's talk about this for at least 15 minutes. No, they don't. What other?
that's why they're so upset.
Right. I was more excited. I wish they had run into spirits because we know that there's some in the forest.
Yeah, I want spirits. I want to see spirits.
I wanted the spirits.
What kind of spirits?
But also, do the spirits play in? Oh no, that's just a random thought I had. With our Lorenzo theory.
Possibly.
Forget.
I don't know. I don't know.
No,
I
I do not recall. We will get to that though.
Yeah.
Coming up. Stay tuned.
Um.
Hold
Right
on to
here
your
on
butts
Critters
and your
D&D.
children.
What
Twitch.
was the
.tv.
thing we were supposed to come back about the dire bears? I'm gonna scroll back up. I don't see it. Somebody asked a dire bear question, and we said we'd come back to it, and now I'm the worst person in the world.
Oh, I drew a pin on my paper for that. I put a pin,
Put a pin in it.
which is not helpful.
If you ask that, ask it again, and we'll come back. They head to the Sour Nest to go do some reconnaissance on the Iron Shepherds. And as soon as they send Frumpkin up, they see that there are 2 carts, one and the third, so 3 carts total. One's being repaired. There are 2 sentries kind of walking the perimeter on top of the I guess, fence line. There's the word wall. And then there's one other guard inside by the two people fixing up the cart. And so they can kind of confirm that the gentleman and his crew have made it into town. And so they need to figure out how to get in there and like find out where these people are. We know from Keg that there is a cellar where they keep people, and there are 3 kind of different areas. There's the place where they're held, there's a place where they're broken, and then there's a place where there's flayed. So we were kind of talking before this, like where we think our 3 missing peeps are currently.
Well, 5 missing peeps if we're counting in the partner and the kid.
That's true. 5 total. Well, do we know Ito? Keg's person that she's looking for that got taken?
I think she said they're dead.
Okay.
I think that's what happened.
Yes. Yuto is dead.
I'm pretty sure he's dead. I think they're still in the hole. I don't think they would have been moved to the breaking room yet. I think they're still in the newbie pen.
Oh, yes.
Well, yeah, like...
Thank you. BBQ Penguin Wings. Voxel Ghost said that maybe Matt was giving them an option to lead those dire bears into the sour nest.
Right.
So that would definitely do it, I think, because how many people do we think total are there? Because there's the 5 outside, and the only ones accounted for are everyone that was part of the...
So 5 plus 7, if you're counting, or 6 now that one's dead.
Because they killed one. But then there's also, like, the possibility that anybody that they have successfully broken would probably fight for... I don't know, it'd be 50-50 on who they're going to fight for, you think?
Yeah, I don't know if you could count broken ones as
if they're in the
fighting,
middle of being tortured, they're not necessarily going to be strong enough either to fight.
Yeah. Right, and if they have, like,
I
successfully...
think more of the breaking is for, selling off. And
making sure that... Yeah.
They might not even want to... They might just be pacifists.
Yeah. Especially because some of them were taken from Nila's place. I keep saying all the names wrong. Anywhere, Sumalee is the MVP because she turns into a mouse with a streak of white on her head. It goes
Skunk mouse.
Skunk
Oh
mouse!
my gosh, like, I normally get so much anxiety when they plan. And they had a couple ideas, but this was like a really good idea.
As soon
but
as,
also nerve-wracking.
Oh my god.
As soon as they,
like... the person who's played once, maybe.
But let's say, but let's just, like... before we get just a round of a hand to Sumalee for
oh my god,
the best reconnaissance of a newbie
ever.
Yes,
but I was so worried as soon as they said that they were gonna have Frumpkin drop her in. I was like, one of the guards is totally gonna take a shot at that bird.
Oh yeah,
they're bored.
Oh, yeah.
They're gonna do it. Luckily they missed both times. But yeah, they drop her in and she goes to town.
I was afraid they were gonna actually just drop her and she's gonna go poof back into a 7-man.
Yeah.
You're wrong, sorry.
They had
solid rodent gear.
They executed well. It was well executed.
Yeah, good job. They're doing it. They're playing D&D.
They're growing up.
But she finds out a couple things. Quite a few. Like, I don't know how important all the things were.
Well,
but
she goes into the mess hall and finds 2 of the Iron Shepherds kind of grunting back and forth about losing some of their quarry. And how...
And so then that means there's 4 unaccounted.
Yes.
And so then she makes her way and finds the trap door, listens and hears a laugh that she recognizes.
And I like when she asked if she could chew through it. And you're like, yeah, in about 4 days, you might be able to get somewhere.
But I like how she was super into RPing it because she's like, I know I'm not going to be able to... I'm not going to be victorious, so I'm not going to do anything that would jeopardize this. And she has to pull herself away from the door to go check everything else. And then we get the nice 20-minute scene, or the scene of 20 minutes of her trying to hop up the stairs.
If you've ever seen a mouse try and hop up the stairs.
I've
Just
never
reminds
seen
me of that. It reminded me so much of the that movie that traumatized me as a kid. The Witches. Was it Witches?
Yes.
Witches.
Yes.
When they're mice, they turn into mice. Yeah.
Yes.
Anytime.
The Grand High Witch.
Yeah, I would bring that up to my friends, local friends, and they would laugh at me. Like, you're scared? You were scared of that movie as a kid?
It was a creepy movie.
It was a creepy movie.
She took her face off. It was creepy.
Anyway, we
Back to-
digress a lot. Yeah, she hops her way up and finds 3 more rooms, one of which has 4 beds and rat urine stench. And then another room of 2 beds, and then a master bedroom where it's assumed that Lorenzo sleeps. And there is a plate. She spots a plate with some food, and there's a scent of decay. She like gets a good look, and Matt's like, "It's a skull." She's like, "It's an animal skull?" And he's like, "No."
Nope.
So like, we're calling it now. We're right again.
Red alert! Red alert! Shields up!
We're totally right that Lorenzo's an Oni because
Well, that means we got 2.
Children's.
We got 2.
We're doing great, you guys. We're actually all writers on this show.
What are you doing?
I got fired, Matt.
I'm
Listen,
not paying that NDA.
I signed a fake name on the NDA. Huge
Was it
butts.
Was it Watam?
UG butt.
Huge butts. Yeah, so I'm pretty sure we're right on that. We have to be right. There's no way we're wrong, right? Because you have the cold, the glaive, the eating of
He's
children.
an Oni. He's an Oni. Black and Oni.
Why did, there's
All that.
there
That's right.
there was some product testing on Molly, and we just had to do it. We had to write them out. Yeah, no. I liked that. I didn't think at all that it was Nila's child.
No,
It's like
I
there's
think
no
it was.
way. But like,
Yeah, I
like
think
that
it's
she
way too
RP'd that.
soon. From what he was describing, it sounds like that was his last meal from previous times, and if they had just gotten in.
Yeah. So she decides to head out because she needs to get this information to the team, and of course Lorenzo is making his way up the stairs, and the metagaming pigeon comes in to save the day.
Thank God.
Right?
Oh man.
Because it's like she rolls a 7 stealth, and then Sam's like, "You have luck," and she's
All
like,
I could picture was Lorenzo like trying
Yeah,
to
'cause
step on her.
Yeah, Lorenzo was gonna step on her for sure. And then
natural
pie.
20. Bam, 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 bam. I can't tell you the name of the metagaming pigeon. It's in our memoirs once the campaign is over. Yeah, no, she makes it out, and it's like they're successful. They did a plan. They did it good. They know the layout of the place. Matt's gonna get them a sketch of it next week. And then they have decided that they are going to go in at night and start trying to pick... Did they say they were going to pick them off or try to get everybody freed at night? And then deal with that later? Or deal with everyone?
Well, they were going to do more reconnaissance. Then they were going to go back and hire the hands.
Yeah,
that's right.
they were
And then
gonna
come
go
back at
in
night.
for more reconnaissance, and then
Or at least they were going to like look around to see.
yeah,
about
they were gonna
other
do another
entrances.
perimeter check.
and
and
then
that's-
someone rolled a 1.
Yeah. And we had the unfortunate.
Sorry.
Just take off running.
Ding
And
dong
they just kind
ditch.
of ended with them running south, didn't it? Back to the city.
So do we think there was like some... I don't really know where else to go, but like we were thinking like who do we think Talison's going to end up
Right.
being?
So Taliesin didn't come in this episode. So there
It
seems
definitely
like
they were close.
Yeah, there seems like there's at least, in my opinion, 3 different options for his entrance. He could be a crazy hermit in the woods, which
That's my
seems
vote.
like it would be straight up Taliesin. It seems like he could be someone who was captured by the Iron Shepherds, so he's another person in the pens downstairs.
And that was the third
Or-
one. Like he's just a
And
common
then the
mercenary.
third one is he could be a hired hand with like the Grudge Gang, which we didn't talk too much about, but they are part of the mercenaries who are in Shady Creek.
that are like hired
and-
by everybody because like
Yeah,
Ophelia
that
has some
they-
on her
kind of like-
payroll.
Yeah, whoever pays top coin, they'll go to. And they have a crescent, I think, on the inside of the wrist. Ophelia said
Yes.
as a mark,
They have like a crescent burned into them.
which is great because that's the tattoo I want. So
Nice.
that's gonna be a fun thing. But so he could be a tasker. He could be a grunge gang, someone that they hire to bring in as another person to come come help take down the Iron Shepherds.
So I'm not 100% set to answer Ruse Goffty. I'm not 100% sure if she has the luck feat or if they gave her the dice. I don't think they gave her the dice at all. They didn't bring up the font of possibility thing at all this episode.
Yeah, I don't think she stuck her head in that bag.
Maybe she has luck. That's what I thought.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's what Sam
She
said.
might
Like, you
have
have
luck.
luck, so I'm pretty sure that's what she went with.
Yeah.
What else? She doesn't have fur bulk strength in animal form. No. You have your mental stats, but you go with physical stats for the beast you change to. Talsker. Nice. Taliesin Tasker.
Anybody in chat have any questions then?
Yeah. Do you have anything y'all wanted to have us go over? Scroll up through the chat again.
I am excited to see possibly a crocodile form from Nila.
Yeah.
Yes.
You can tell she's excited to play Druid.
Yes.
Druid shapes are the best.
And it was fun seeing Marisha get to like react to someone else playing a
Yeah.
Druid.
It was
Yeah.
Like a proud mama.
They're like all nostalgic for the days of the Druid.
And she has some cool stuff as Circle of the Shepherd with her
Yeah, I was looking
animal
at that.
spirits or totem spirits that she can call on. Like
I like it. It's pretty cool.
There's
The spirit bond that she gets, or whatever it is.
Is that 6th level?
No, I thought spirit bomb was the first. This might be the.
I heard Spirit Bomb until you get like Dragon Ball Z.
Bomb.
Every creatures of the earth, lend me your
Bond.
strength.
But she had the beast. She had the beast speech, which is what allowed her to talk to the bird,
Yes.
because they were asking, "Oh, do you have speak with animals?" She's like, "No, I had something else I could do it." And then she realized, yeah, that was from the Circle of Shepherds, where you have beast speech, which gives you the ability to converse basically with beasts. They can
I
understand.
really
and
love the flavor of that class.
it's
Sometimes. Especially like it gets like your conjured animals get a little buff and it's kind of cool. I like that idea.
Let's see. So would
Yeah,
a
like
leader
this.
of a group of taskers be called a multitasker? Absolutely.
It's canon. That's
I
canon now.
like it.
Yeah, and the call lightning, that whole part, that was like my favorite part. As soon as she did that whole like and again and again and again, it's like yes.
Mama.
She's gonna just destroy everything. Yes, there will be a Gen Con live show. I'm assuming they're streaming it.
I think so.
And Ashley Birch will be there. Up in the air, and if Sumalee will be there, that would be awesome. If they don't like finish her storyline next game, that would be cool if it's like the rescue mission episode that's live, because that's gonna be fun. Those are always insane. Let's see. Did you guys have anything else that you wanted to,
No,
to
I'm thinking.
chat about?
I want more of the stink bag. I don't know. I
Yeah.
want more of that stink bag.
Just all of the lore, Matt. Just give us the lore,
Give
Mr.
me
Mercer.
everything.
Once you sniff, you won't.
Quit? I
Right?
don't know. Where are you going with that?
I don't know where I was going.
I don't know where you're going with that either.
Get that
I like
good or-
that Molly gave Nila more of a Mongolian feel to her. Like, that's a cool aesthetic we haven't seen a lot of.
Yeah, no, just the flavor of this whole campaign. Like, it's still morally gray, but the flavor is real cool.
Well, yeah, the flavor of the world, the set design.
It's Exandria Barovia. We're getting some vampires. They're coming.
They got it.
A
Silas
little bit
is
of The
coming.
Witcher. It's The Witcher 2, like, Witcher.
It's
Not The Witcher
Inverse.
2, but it's like The Witcher.
We're
also.
gonna find Silas hiding somewhere, and they're gonna have to team up with him to take down the Emperor. It's gonna be amazing.
My God, you think
Spoiler
they're gonna?
alert.
You think they're gonna take down the Dwendalian Empire?
Yes.
I feel like there's gonna be a huge
Well,
bomb.
it's try.
Because Jorahasi, like, we still have this war that we're not really like in the middle of, so we don't know like what that's going. And how is Matt controlling? Like, how does he like?
How
what-
everything's progressing behind the
yeah,
scenes.
how-
Yeah.
behind the scenes. How is he progressing the war? We know that they have an endless. Like, still know nothing about Jorhas that much, and that's definitely. I mean, the flavor of Jorhas is definitely playing a huge part in this, and it's so
But
crazy
also-
because.
How much of it is propaganda versus how much of it is?
That's
actually
what I
what
want to
that
know. Like,
world
who is the
like?
bad guy?
Yeah, like who's the actual bad guy? But my whole thing is like, we came into like the original Critical Role with them at level 8. They had done a bunch of stuff beforehand. Like, it feels like for me, having been in the fiction before, which is the phrase I'm using now because there was that really cool post about, after Molly died and all that, the idea that we're like just in the fiction. It's not like a story. But so like we were like in the fiction in Vox Machina. It feels like we've done so much more here in this campaign that I keep thinking that they're like farther along, but it's really still so new. Like we never like we jumped in like halfway through a campaign, and so like it's just sorry I'm rambling. But
no, I love it.
It's like there's
like,
the different
it's like
tiers
from
of
the
gameplay.
beginning. Yeah.
Like your local heroes, and then you're like heroes of the area, and then like now you're doing world stuff, and then you're gods.
But they've also like expanded the map so much so quickly. I think.
Yeah, they've done so much traveling. They don't have like a true home base yet.
Yeah, I'm like, you're level 5. You should still be in the starter zones. Go back.
Yeah.
It's like everywhere, everything they attack has that red skull. That's you're at a higher level.
That's a dungeon. That's a dungeon boss. No.
Don't do it. Don't do it. I think that's where we're gonna wrap it up then.
Oni.
Yeah, Oni. I'm so like we have to be right.
Oni. Like an
Oh, now I get this song. I was like,
there
what
you
song
go.
is this?
There you go, Matt.
Oh yeah.
Catching up.
Like that. Where can everybody find us? As a group, we're on Critical ReRoll at Twitter. At Critical ReRoll on Twitter. On YouTube and Twitch, we're Critters D&D.
Smash that like and subscribe button.
Smash it. We're available in podcast form on every
or gently stroke it. It's fine.
Yes, caress the like button.
Don't forget to fill out the Google form.
Yeah, we're gonna start doing that more often. I failed again this week and did it today. I'm gonna start to try to do it like the day after an episode, and we want to do it that way. That way you can like be as spoilery as you want in a reply, and like nobody's gonna see it, so you don't have to worry about spoiling anybody with a question that you might reply to.
You don't have to tweet at us and worry about spoiling people,
which is great. So like tell your friends that like if they can't watch live, they can still have their question answered, and then they can like listen to it later in the podcast. I'm talking really fast right now. Other than that, personally, where can people find us? Me on Twitter at Matt_Abernathy.
I am at GeoNerd on Twitch and Twitter.
On Twitter, I am at CMonster, and on Twitch, I am at CMonsterKey.
Yeah, and also Tieflings retweet if you agree.
Yes. Put me over 3,000. I'm almost at 3,000.
Get her there. But yeah,
get me there. All you people were at San Diego Comic-Con didn't get a chance.
Yeah, that number's gonna skyrocket
once
they get it.
Check us out, rate us,
leave us
tell
reviews,
your friends,
comment on YouTube, be as mean as you want to me, but everyone else be nice too.
That goes without saying.
True. Other than that, yeah, everybody say bye.
Bye.
Bye. Arya, are you saying bye too? She jumped up and was like going like this, but that's because she knows I'm